Hey guys, welcome back to Keeping Up with Birds. Dynasty Season 3 Episode 13 is out and so much has happened, but I break down the episode into four sections for you. One will be Monique, two will be Sam and his married bae, three will be Kirby and Adam, and I'm going to tell you about the fact that they had sex on Blake's desk, and also I'm going to be talking about Liam who proposes to Fallon. So let's get into it. Now, Monique, if you can remember, is actually staying at the Carrington's manor, but we learned this episode that she's actually only been staying there for a year. She's only been there for like one night, and she already done going in the talk to the kitchen staff and change the whole menu for breakfast, giving Blake and Crystal green smoothies and fruits, a table of fruits and vegetables, and no bacon, no meat, no nothing. Blake is beyond pissed. He wants his bacon. Anywho, she sits down and meets with with a TV personnel to try to make a deal whereas she could get a reality TV show featuring both her and her daughter. However, the person tells her honestly that she or her daughter is not interested. If anything, they would be more interested if the show would be more interested and they would be more interested in making a deal with her if she got Crystal and Blake to come on board. And that's what she's trying to do. So she decides to go to Anders to ask how she can be closer to Crystal in any way. And she tries to butter him up a bit, because Anders is not one to spill. But eventually he just tells her, she likes pork. She likes barbecued or whole barbecued pork and stuff like that. So that's what she did. She made a whole pork fest for Crystal, she and Crystal only, and had champagne and everything. And when Crystal came home, she was like, "Oh, this is all for you." Only to have Crystal check her like, "What is your problem? Why you want to be friends with me? Like, all of a sudden we are not friends." And then telling her, "I'm allergic anyways." She realized Anders two-timed her, and she's quite impressed, but at the same time upset because she wouldn't get the chance to make the link she needs with Crystal to get her on board with the TV deal. However, what she decided to do is find dirt on Crystal. So she follows when she was going to make friends with Crystal, she overheard that Crystal was actually meeting up with somebody. So she decides that she will be following Crystal and taping. And that's what she did. She followed Crystal to a motel and taped her entering into a room where a man came out and then she went in and then the man went in. Now in her mind it's like, ooh, Crystal's having an affair on Blake. But what she doesn't know is that Crystal actually making the last payment she needs on the hit she made on Alexis's life. That's it. Now, on to Sam and his married bae. So Sam ends up telling Kirby that his Fletcher is actually married, and Fletcher told him that he has an open relationship with his husband. Kirby's not buying that shit. She's like, been there, done that. She knows already. That's a lie. However, Sam is smitten and he's choosing his first date with Fletcher since finding out. So he's choosing his outfit and he asks Fallon to help him. He then chooses outfit, goes out on the date, and Fletcher gives him a watch. Now, he's over the moon, like, ooh, a watch. And it's not just any watch, the boy like brand. So, yes, they give him a brand watch. Now, Sam keeps thinking that since Fletcher is getting so close with him, that Fletcher is actually falling in love with him, and that eventually Fletcher will end up leaving his husband and being with him permanently. However, Kirby knows it is not what it is, and she decides that she's going to give Fletcher a visit in his office and ask him that he be honest and upfront with Sam about his intentions and where the relationship is going. Eventually, he does call Sam later on during the day and tells Sam that his husband isn't comfortable with it and how his husband doesn't know and it's not an open relationship and so on and so forth, and he ends it. But don't worry, Kirby's there to have her lend her shoulder to Sam so that he could cry on because Fletcher broke his heart. On to Kirby and Adam. Now, my girl Kirby is hot on Adam's tail since she slept with him the last episode, and she's quite baffled to the fact that Adam hasn't kept in contact with her since they had sex, and she's like, why is that? And stuff like that. But she goes along her daily duties, which is practically nothing and just hanging around, and eventually while she's around the manor she catches Adam trolling in the man and asking what he's doing there. He claims he came to see her, lies, and she's like, okay. So she wanted to take him up to her room to have sex. However, he said he wanted to go somewhere more risque. So he decided, since they were just across the hall from Blake's room, to go into Blake's room. But let me tell you, before I even tell you what, after they had dealt with sex on the table and threw down all Blake's stuff, shift it, and they was all hot and bothered after. Kirby was like, what did you really come here for? Let me tell you why he came there for. Earlier on during the episode, he actually went to his mother and Jeff to ask them to give him $100,000 so that he could pay the bribe his father had been paying for him so he could continue to practice being a doctor. Because if you know, they had stripped it away from him because of certain things in his past. Now, Jeff obviously said, hell nah. I ain't giving you shit, bruh. You poisoned me. That's your fucking business. So, sorry for the curse word for people that don't like curses. Oops, my bad. Anyways, he decided that he was going to go, the vineyard he bought for his father was still on his name, and he was going to actually take the vineyard papers back, sell the vineyard, and actually use that money to pay off the bribe, continue paying off the bribe for his license. No, that's what he was doing in the office. So obviously when Kirby told him that, because Kirby knew his ass doesn't come there for her. So he opened the drawer and he showed her, and she was like, why you have to sneak in? You just have to tell me you wanted that, I'll take it for you anyways. Yes, people, Kirby is very much invested in her little risque relationship. Anyways, let's move on to the juiciest of juice. Liam proposes to Fallon. Now, in this start, we see that Fallon's actually planning to propose to Liam, and she was practicing with Sam. She was on one knee and everything, and Sam was like, that's so old school, don't go on one knee, you're a girl and everything and stuff. She was like, no, I want it right and stuff. But anyways, she planned a whole dinner and everything to propose to him. She had the ring and everything. However, when the night came, he came downstairs well dressed and was like, oh, he just got a book deal and he has to go to London and he can't stay for the night or whatever. And she was quite disappointed. But she told him go on, continue, and then she had to call off everything, the food, the band, and everything she had prepared. No. Sam told her she should go with Liam and find somewhere in London or along the way where she find would be appropriate for her to propose. However, she didn't want to, even though she changed her mind and decided that she was going to go. Now, while on the plane, she was trying to, find a in to propose, but Liam just kept talking about, he want to talk about the book and telling her this story. Now, the story is some whack story, kind of, I guess it's their love story in a sense, where obviously the characters the cast of Dynasty are actually the cast in his story, plays the roles in his story. We had Fallon, who was a singer, Colin, who was a piano player, Anders, who was the rich, wealthy man whose pink diamond got stolen, which was a youth rock. He named the diamond Kirby. It had Blake, who was his boss boy. Everybody was actually in it, yeah. That was the main people. Now, his diamond got stolen and he went to Liam, who is actually a PI, to get help because he didn't want to go to the police. Now, Liam actually have to try to help him get the diamond and start investigating and interviewing people. Eventually, he had to interview Fallon, and he and Fallon had a fling, and they were, obviously in love and everything. And he asked her about her brother. She was like, her brother had nothing to do with it, which is Adam and everything, but he wasn't around, and he hadn't been around since the diamond was stolen. Eventually, he ends up finding out that a woman who used to always be in the club was actually Adam, disguised as a woman, and he wanted to see his sister so bad because we all know Adam have a funny way with him and Fallon. So that's why he was dressed up as a woman, and he exposed him. And that's when Fallon made her get away. He ended up bouncing with Fallon at the airport and telling her, I know it was you that had the diamond all along and everything. And he took it from her, and she was like, run away with me, we can live together happily ever after. And he kissed her, And she took the gun and pointed at him and tried to shoot him. No, he's like, I knew he was going to shoot me. He'd have no bullets anyways. And she was like, wait, what? And then he arrested her and was like, you'll never change. And then at the end of the story, he was like, what do you think about my story? Fallon was like, your story is pure shit, you know? Like, it's not going to go nowhere. The storyline don't make no sense. And he was like, you just don't understand. And she was like, I understand, it's just stupid. When it don't work out, don't come to me crying and stuff. But eventually, that happened. He was supposed to, like go and have his book deal, and she went out. So when she came back to her hotel room, she met him there, and she was like, what are you doing there? And when she looked around, she just dropped whatever she had in her hand, which was a little bag, and everywhere was rose petals and flowers and bouquets, and it was just breathtakingly beautiful. And he brought her in the middle of the room, and he was like, I know you wanted to propose to me. I saw the ring, but I wanted to propose to you first because first time you that proposed to me and everything. And he got down on one knee and asked Fallon to marry him, and she was like, yes. And it was just so joyous. And then so that they went back home and they was in La Morange, enjoying themselves and drinking and everything. And Sam told her how he was a part of the scheme and everything to get her to go to London with him. No. That is not only just stalling. There is more. Actually, while Fallon was a little distracted and Liam was in the middle just checking his vibes, he sees a young lady, a woman that he knows, and he's like, what are you doing there? She was like, I know, right? It's nice to see you too. The last time I saw you was when I said I was going to put our son, yes, our son, he has a son, had a son, have a son, whatever son, up for adoption. However, the girl said, I think it's time our son met his father. And she tilts her head, and on the sofa sitting behind her is a little boy, maybe 10 or 11 years old. Liam is shocked. I am shocked. I bet you are now shocked. He has a son. He said nothing to Fallon. I thought he said he didn't want children, but Lord, help them. Anyways, thanks for listening, watching, whatever. Fallon's going to have Liam going to have hell to play, and Fallon finds out, I think. But I guess we'll see next week.